Don in London, hello. It's April 11th, 2010. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour, or both substance and behaviour. My substance, alcohol, now in recovery, so a recovering alcoholic, one day at a time. And if it wasn't drink, it could be people, places and things, work, relationships, collecting, and never satisfied with my own performance, if you like, how I was doing or how I was feeling. I didn't really know whether I'd actually got to a place of achievement, because it always seemed I could find something better to do or be better involved in or make work better the way I thought it ought to be in my universe. So what's the difference between then and now? Back then I thought the universe was revolving around me, or at least I didn't, but subconsciously I thought it was all about my experience and improving the experience of the people around me. And what I've learned today is it's about having an experience of what is going on around me, being involved and being included, not trying to control it, not exerting self-will, not trying to make it my way, just simply exercising good choices in the moment of now. And if I know where I am on a daily basis, I make progress. So for recovery for me has opened up the door to understanding how I'm feeling, my emotions, understanding what is spiritual, that is, being able to understand reality and cope with it, and be physically as well as I can be. And today's been quite an adventure this morning, taking my bicycle in for repair. Now, notwithstanding the fact that I've got crushed bone fractures, you might wonder how I managed to do that. Well, it is an electric bike, which means I don't have to pedal, and I managed to get it 7 miles from where I am to where it can be serviced, and it's been a beautiful ride. And I went through Hyde Park, just cycling gently at 10 to 12 miles an hour along. It will go a little bit faster, but I didn't feel like the need to. And I got there in good time, and I dropped the bike off, got back on public transport 2 hours later. And it's interesting, but I'll talk about that in a moment. This video is about recovery, so my little adventure is quite pertinent, and it will be in a moment. Anyway, what's made it possible for me to stay in recovery? Well, I didn't do it on my own. I had the help of a fellowship, besides family, friends and community, who kept me alive long enough to realise I could not use self-will to get me back on track. Self-will is always about exerting willpower. Willpower will fail if we're having to exert it. So these days, no willpower. And the fellowship, which helps me be powerless and not try and manage anything in particular except the next choice, made with good conscience, is AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. And AA saved my life. I don't speak for it, never can, never will, never want to. It's full of unique, authentic people who speak for themselves where they choose about the issues which are important to them today. And we share a bit of experience about how we got to be sober. And that's what it's all about. And I share the AA statement of intent here and fellowship readings simply because it is sharing a message of experience, strength and hope for people who cannot get to meetings or are challenged at the moment by drinking. So the AA statement of intent for unique, authentic people wanting to find recovery and better choices in life goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And how do we do that? By sharing our experience, strength and hope wherever we choose is right for us. But we don't share about other people's experiences because that's sacrosanct, anonymous. It's like it's a doctor, psychiatrist, counsellor. We don't share other people's stuff, but we can say what we do if we choose to. Isn't that wonderful? No one's telling us what to do. And the program of AA is all about learning how to live life, make better choices, and make life work as best it can, or live life as best it can, based on our life situation right now. So we all go through bumps and pitfalls and potholes on the happy road of destiny. It's just the way it is. So, Daily Reflections, this book, it's 1 page a day. It talks about the 12 steps of action to change our attitude and behaviour on a daily basis. And for April, it's all about step 4. So 12 steps, 12 months. Step 4, all about doing a fearless moral inventory, so we know who we are, what we've done, and what we may do today, and do it with good conscience. So in this book it says, for April 12th, giving up insanity. Where alcohol has been involved, we have been strangely insane. Alcoholism required me to drink, whether I wanted to or not. Insanity dominated my life and was the essence of my disease. It robbed me of the freedom of choice over drinking, and therefore robbed me of all other choices. When I drank, I was unable to make effective choices in any part of my life, and life became unmanageable. I asked God to help me understand and accept the full meaning of the disease of alcoholism. When it says, the full disease, it robbed me of the freedom of choice over drinking, and therefore robbed me of all other choices. So the whole program is about making good choices and understanding what we have done and where we're coming from. And this book, the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, covers each step in depth and how it can help us. And I read little bits out from time to time, but before I do that, coming back from having dropped my bike off required a bus ride, a tube ride, underground ride, then out into the sunshine in Sloane Square, and then get another bus ride home. Couple of hours, and I loved it, but it was very interesting to see people with their people in families on their own, just doing their thing. But how interesting it is that the ordinary normal person has exactly the same challenges as somebody in recovery, and that is, namely, how to tell the truth, not only to themselves about their situation, and to tell the truth to other people, how to be open, honest and willing, and how to share information in a general way with their families and their friends. And I'm afraid I'm a great people watcher and listener, and sometimes it offers me judgments about what other people are saying to their kids and what their kids are saying back. And the listening skills of many people are worn down so that they cannot listen at all. More on that in a minute if I've got time. But in this 12 by 12 book, 12 Steps, 12 Traditions, it says here, if, however, our natural disposition is inclined to self-righteousness or grandiosity, in other words, being right all the time, our reaction will be just the opposite. We will be offended at AA's suggested inventory, that's the audit of our life to date. No doubt we shall point out with pride to the good lives we thought we led before the bottle cut us down. We shall claim that our serious character defects, if we think we have any at all, have been caused chiefly by excessive drinking. Well, experiencing life just on the tube train and on the buses just now, I suspect that people's outlook is quite distorted because we fail to listen and we fail to find out what the truth is. So when we're trying to share the truth, it's not exactly very good. And of course, being egocentric individuals by birth or whatever, the whole world revolves around them or one person and their outlook. And in fellowship we learn we're just part of the whole picture included, and we have a voice to share and our outlook to share and our choices to be made. Not so in families often. Anyway, listening skills, I try. So what keeps me sober? Everything, including the serenity prayer, which goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is just for today.